important initiative must take one first step. You would want 150 people here. It doesn't matter. Some people are here. And there are groups of people here willing to work. And I think that regardless of the comments made, whether on Facebook or other places, there's a simple fact. There are good things happening here. You're on a path, and I encourage you to keep going, regardless. And I think little by little, we build a momentum together. I think the more partners that you get who are serious to make a difference, this is what matters. And I think the question of engaging people is what is important. So how can each one of you tell one more person in the community or here in San Pedro, it is your San Pedro. If you care about it, we want 150 people here. So how can you help the mayor get 150 people here next time? You know, bring one person, invite 2 people, whatever, and get them engaged in making a difference. I saw something yesterday. I was over in Belize, and there I saw a cyclist coming down the western. You must just see how people behave. Here's a cyclist coming down the western highway and doing a healthy thing, living a fit life, but he drank his water and he took the bottle and he threw it to the side of the road. On the other side of the road, as I go up the highway, I see some kids with bags, garbage bags, walking, picking up the garbage and putting them in the bags. And I thought to myself as I was driving there, now, okay, here's a big man coming down the road, throwing his bottle at the side of the road, and there are some kids picking up the garbage that big people have left. There's something wrong about that. And I think that it's the same thing here. We are responsible for throwing garbage over into the water. We are responsible for throwing garbage around. And I think at the end of the day, it really does matter how we change behavior. It's going to take more than putting down bins or putting up swings to change San Pedrito. It will take change in behavior. People have to feel something about this. And I think it is up to you to try to help people to feel San Pedro. If you care about San Pedro, then you clean San Pedro, keep it clean, and you don't allow people, I don't care who it is. No tourists, no one should come here and throw papers on the ground. Nobody should enter here and think that that's normal. That is not normal. So I'm saying, I'm very passionate about these things, but what I'm saying that this is how you will make progress. When you start sending out the message that here in San Pedro, we have a plan. And the plan is a colorful one. I love Mr. Nunez's plans all the time. He's having these visions. Same here, Mr. Barrington has some visions. And I think if you're able to put your ideas together, there is a way to go. But you will need to ensure it's not just about creating visions, it's also about controlling. And now, while I like the message, don't mess with San Pedro, we need to be careful about not sending out a message that may be perceived as aggressive. It's not actually an aggressive message you want to send. So you might want to revisit your theme from that perspective. Some people may misinterpret it. You really want to say that here we're not going to keep it messy, and also that here we are passionate about making the difference. And so I'm saying it is in that way that by changing behavior, encouraging people to do the right thing, everybody knows what they should do. But you know, people get lazy. We all get lazy. I couldn't be bothered, I don't feel like walking over there to the bin. I just throw it here. Somebody will pick it up. Who will pick it up, you know? And so it would be pointless, I would say, for UNICEF or the mayor's office to get garbage bins, to get garbage bags, to get, you know, different things that we can get to make the difference. If tomorrow morning somebody's going to keep dumping garbage on the road, you understand that it would take the community to say, hello, no, we don't do that. Stop that. So it would be to the people in San Pedro. So therefore, I am calling on the people in San Pedro to help us and to help the mayor, because it's going to take more than that. And I think that when you are able to cross one step, in other words, you find that San Pedro is now a clean place, you start thinking about other things. We don't need to wait for it to happen. We could start moving to other things at the same time. But we do have to have a plan. And if you can't see the vision, then you won't get there. So, just to say, UNICEF would like to see, and this is what we have been discussing with the mayor this morning. We just initiated the discussion, and our partners are right here. And Denise is here. Denise, I don't know if everybody knows you, but this is Denise Robote is with UNICEF, and she is our main focal point with some other officers for the work in San Pedro. But I think we would be very interested in engaging in a discussion, Mayor, with partners from the health sector, the education sector, human services, to try to not just look at water and sanitation, but rather to try to understand the situation of children in general in communities. So the question of recreation, the question of their health, how many kids are out of school, do they have chances to read, You know, how can we give them access to IT? I mean, these are things that kids want, and they have a right to it on top. So I think we need to look at a number of indicators and make a plan. And so that I'm not coming here just for an event. I'm coming here because we have a plan. I'm coming here to monitor the plan, to try to support, to see the challenges with respect to the plan. And I think that that's really where UNICEF would like to go. And so we encourage people to keep sharing ideas. And I thank Mr. Nunez because that's what he's saying to you. Put your ideas and let's try to... Obviously, everything can't be done in a day. But if you have a plan and you set a timeline and everybody tries to work at some aspect, we will definitely get there. UNICEF is seeing the change in many communities where we are working. But it has taken consistency by the people who live there more than UNICEF. UNICEF will do whatever we can to try to mobilize resources because we alone won't have the resources. I will advocate to government, I will advocate outside, I will try my best. And so if you have a plan, Mr. Mayor, it is that when people come to you and say, we would like to help in San Mateo, you will say, well, okay, here's our plan. This needs to be done. But so that people don't just come here with their own idea, because people will have ideas, but you have a plan. And so for that reason, I encourage you to try to make it maybe a bit more structured now as we have a partnership. And as so many people, I see people from all sectors. The media is here. It's so important, the role of the media. I really want to talk to the media a little bit about that because UNICEF and our partners there, we have had media workshops in Belize trying to describe to the media the role that they play in promoting children's rights. It's no different here in San Pedro. And it's particularly important. When I went around, some people, for instance, said to me, well, young girls are having misconceptions about how they should behave because at 14 years old, you don't need to be out in the street dancing and drinking, but they see everybody around them doing that. I think the media could play a role in guiding young girls because if we give them other opportunities and we try to show them, well, that is the lifestyle of a retired person who has worked all their life and done this and that, they are now having fun, they're relaxing, but it's not what you do. It's not the right thing to do. You could do this or that, recreation, other things. These ideas of the multi-centers and so on are important. So the media can help the mayor and UNICEF. And we will be happy to build the capacity of the media to try to help you shape the kinds of children's programs that you want to shape, whatever you think is important here to get the message out. And so it has got to be a holistic picture, and this is the way that we see it, is the way that we want to continue to work. I think you can depend on UNICEF. Even if we don't have resources, we will still come and help. So we will still work it out, and I really encourage the people in San Pedrito, it's your community. Don't allow people to come here and drop paper on the ground or to do whatever. And that's not to get into a fight. That is to do it peacefully and to try to ensure that your community becomes a different kind of community and you could demonstrate the change over time. It will be really up to the people of San Pedrito to take forward what the mayor is trying to do here and to begin. And I think that if we can go in that way, we definitely will achieve the goals that you have set out for yourself in the long term. And I think San Pedro will be a wonderful place, and all tourists will want to come here. You will be overcrowded. You might complain one day. So you need to be careful. Okay, so thank you very much for inviting UNICEF to accompany you in the process, and we will continue to support you in this. Thank you. Thank you.